Heritage Tree, you and me. Heritage Tree, a big family.
Welcome to Heritage Tree, where we talk about heritage care and development for people and organizations. And now to our host, Dr. Dena Michelle Roscoe. So the further you can envision your strategy beyond the problem, the better. For example, sometimes imagining an ideal vision for the future can be a great place to start. It can inform our solutions for the direction that we want to go and thereby informing our steps to get there. Sometimes when we talk about problems, all we get are more problems. And it can be easy to identify our roles and our tasks with the problem, thereby perpetuating it. So one way to envision a future would be to help with that strategic visioning process. And sometimes if we haven't experienced an ideal, we might not know what that ideal vision would be. So we might do a step prior to that. For example, say we're concerned about social justice and the economic drivers of inequality. So what we will do is flip that and say, okay, what is a solution to that? What is a business plan or a business strategy for a city, for example, that would help us to address that problem, but in a positive, proactive way that is also appealing to everyday residents? That could be our next step. And then as we start fleshing that out or detailing that plan, then we might be able to get a sense of, that sounds appealing and this is what I want. This is what an ideal vision would be. For example, we know that maternal morbidity and mortality crisis affects women of color more than white women. And we also know that it affects all moms on a spectrum. And so if we were to say, have a business plan that would address that, we might, for example, say, okay, our goal is to bring integrative health practitioners to our city and have collaboration with allopathic or medical care to the point where we can manage the level of risk in pregnancies and postpartum to improve the quality of care. So then we would go into listing and pre-planning our cold and warm resources, our resources of for example, network of practitioners working in those fields that know more than we do, that would help us detail our strategy. Well, then we would step into a quality of life. We can market our city as a family-friendly city. So you see where there are connections with the strategic plan and the strategic vision that can flip the problem to solutions. And then from that space, you funnel down to marketing language. And it can be very invitational, very desirable, very collaborative, which is not what we have been hearing in the mass media or social media landscape in the past few years. Would you agree? So this is a way, an approach to engage organizational stakeholders in any sector over the strategic vision that we want to be solutions-based, not problem-centric. If we're only problem-centric and we're only protesting the problem, we will just get more problems and we will burn out. What we want to do is help at least move closer toward the solution. And sometimes that just might be like a stepping stone across the pond. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you heard, tip us at the link below and inquire, subscribe, and shop our merchandise label of Heritage Tree and Heritage at denamichelleroscoe.com and dogwoodgroup.io. Come back again when we gather around the Heritage Tree.